looseness of the body and mind. So we were just talking about what went on in China, which is similar to what's going on in here, in a different way. In China, you had the government just, wipe out things. Here, you have commercialism that's wiping out things. Because, as I was saying, you wanted to be a Pilates teacher 20, 30 years ago. You had to train for years. Then you had to be selected by your teacher, and you had to apprentice, which means you watched, you went around, and then they watched you teach, and then you could become a teacher. Now, workshop on the weekend, you have no background, you have no training, but anybody can enter into the program. It's like a university. The university just was taking anybody. You don't have to go to middle school, you don't have to go, you just come in and show up to the university and just pay the money and just come right in. That's the way it is now. And so this is very, very, very important for people because everybody gets sick, everybody gets hurt. And you talked about destiny. I think that there's something that we're all looking for. We want to understand the world. We want to understand the universe. And I know that these traditional ways, that's what they're for. It goes beyond hitting and hurting. It's an illusion. That's just the entrance way. That's how we get in. But once we get in and we start to dig into it deep, we start to say, wow, this is really profound. This is really good for mankind. This is really good for me. So back to 7-Star. Because you've done a lot of different things and you chose this one as the one that you represent. So what is it about this art that you love so much? What is it about this art?
That's how I'm saying that this to me, before I used to do a lot of physical and external form and a lot of physical breaking things. But when I meet this master, the Mantis master, he's age of 60, I'm only 26.
He was 60?
Yeah, that time. 60.
And you were 26 years old. It's a big difference.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying on him, and he showed me how he can react from his age. And it really surprised me. I found that his body is so supple, and so quick, and so easy to disappear his power, to disappear your power, to get something. You would think you can punch and kick it, but actually then to him, it's like everything's useless. And it's easy to take you all the dangerous points. That's how I found that this physical is just one way. It's not really perfect way to train. That's why I switched my mind into the system. Before I always like say, oh, if I learn from the regular way of thinking, like if I learn tiger is better than mantis, you learn eagle is better than mantis. But after I found this unique, and you check the history of praying mantis, actually it's a very aggressive fighting form.
Yeah, talk about a little bit about the history. I don't know anything about the origins.
This has a different story in time because it's very old system, and they say happened in Songming Dynasty.
Songming Dynasty.
Yeah, that time, and people, one guy called Wang Lang, he's actually doing martial arts, and he went to Shaolin Temple, and to trying to compete in martial arts against another system, and he lose the fight.
I see.
Yeah, after he come back to Shanxi, he found a mantis, and between now the insect, he found the mantis how to catch the insect.
Oh, he's watching the mantis.
Yes, the first accident chance, he saw that insect how to fight between the mantis. He found the technique is very special, very quick. That's why he used that idea to form the system.
So he was a very smart man, because to observe something is one thing, but to figure out how to develop it is something
from the natures.
Entirely different.
Yeah, after he practiced more and also have some teacher to give him some ideas, and then he become a new system. He go back Shaolin Temple, start challenging everybody, and he beat everybody. That's why he become famous, and people invite him to teach in Shaolin Temple. That's how he become one of the system in Shaolin Temple. Our system also come from Shaolin system, but we keep very regionally and a very special way of training. And this difference in China through a long time of histories. The system by different people, carried by different families. They started to test the system, combine another system. That's why the system, something can change. That's why I found the older one they call 7-star Praying Mantis from Shandong.
Okay, so that was the original style.
Yes, that's we from Shanxi. That's why we actually combine with the Xingyi system.
Aha, so I was right, because when I saw you first on the video, I was like, that's Xingyi. I was like, he says it's Praying Mantis, and I'm looking and I'm like, something else is going on there.
Yes, because Xingyi's work very direct.
Right.
And very strong internal powers.
Right.
And the mantis, but Xingyi has works, like mantis, very circling and twisting and fast, strike all the point.
Right.
That's why we use the Xingyi internal powers, blast mantis hands techniques. That's why it's very powerful.
Xingyi is the engine.
And after this form, the system from Shanxi, one's mountain east, one mountain west, become one's hard form, one's soft form.
So from Shanxi is the harder form.
Shandong. Mountain east. That's the most people know. Shandong 7-star Praying Mantis.
I see.
We're doing Shanxi. That's very little people know, because the system much more into Xingyi side. They call the sister form of the Xingyi with the mantis.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, but the very small people know the system, because only Shanxi and Mongolia some people know. Because Shanxi system between the personality of people there, they are very close-minded. They don't just teach anybody.
I see. They're
some
very
like
private.
Xingyi,
They're very private.
promoted by Hebei. Actually, Hebei people, they went to Shanxi and the Xingyi Quan. That's why he changed Xingyi Quan.
So the people from Hebei came to Shanxi.
Learned Xingyi heart and mind.
Right.
That when he the guy name, he went back to Hebei, he changed Xing to Xing, the body shape. That's why it becomes Xingyi Quan. That's why today most people learn is Xingyi Quan. They don't know Xingyi Quan. Xingyi Quan is very twisting, very soft, very powerful, very different ways.
I believe that was a style that Sifu Kenny Gong was doing, if I'm not mistaken. So you say there are two different lineages of Xingyi as well?
Yeah, by different master development.
But I'm assuming that all of these things are working with the same kinds of principles. It just depends on who's emphasizing what. Am I right? Or
Yeah, that's just the technique different.
interesting. So what would you like to see what's your next evolution? Because you've been training now in these systems, and what is your next evolution? You're in New York now.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people find you if they want to? Can they train with you? What's the method?
Yeah. You know, I found this through this past 10 years I'm living in New York.
Okay.
I think it's good for carrying traditional martial art culture.
Here in New York, you feel it's good to carry on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the most really people need is how to understand the traditional way of living in martial arts. You know, to understand the spirit of the martial arts, to looking for the truth. That's why in Chinese mean 行走坐不离权益. It means you living, sleeping, eating, sitting, doing work. It's all in the Tao. Martial arts is part of the Tao. Martial arts is just tool of the Tao. That's how you lead to understand your life better. I think one of the traditional martial arts is very great practice to understand your life better.
Oh, I'll have to say that is most definitely. I mean, it's otherwise you're not harmonizing.
Yeah.
Once you harmonize and you start to resonate with the five elements, and then you start to begin to feel like you're part of this place in a bigger way. And I think that, at least for me, it changed me as a person. I started to look at things a lot differently.
Yes.
When I used to, younger, same thing. I was thinking about fighting, getting strong. But it occurred to me one day that no matter how strong you get, how good you get in terms of fighting, that does not keep you safe. And if my goal was to be safe, being dangerous did not make me safe. It made me more proficient at fighting, but that did not keep me safe. Because there are soldiers, there are people who are far better than I was at that, but they still die. They still, things happen, so there had to be something else. And I think that the way we live our life is the most important aspect of what that can show us. How to harmonize and how to be in the flow of life as opposed to going up against things. And I think that there's too much emphasis now on, instead of that balance that you have. So I really am really glad that you made the trek out here from Queens to Brooklyn.
Okay.
And some people may say that it's a big journey.
Anytime you want this big journey.
I would love for you to show us some of what you do. I know that you're not dressed in the traditional clothing, but just to give people an idea of what it looks like, because this is America. We like to see stuff.
All right. Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Right.
It's been an honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm just second part showing the mantis a little bit.
Okay.
Mantis using certain flowy to hard to a powerful positions. Thank you so much.